personally going through this myself, I think, people always have this mentality that there's like one awakening or there's one moment where you come to enlightenment. And I actually believe that there are three significant awakenings within a human life to align with the divinity of Source and of God. And in my opinion, the first awakening is just realizing that this whole scenario, that all of this that we are living is an illusion that we've constructed as Source, as a collective conscious for the benefit of our own experience, expression, and creation. So that's the first level, in my opinion. So that first awakening I had when I was like a teenager, and I was like, whoa, what is going on here? Like, reality isn't what I thought it was. The second awakening is when you not only understand that fully and embody that awareness fully, you begin to discover your capacity for transformation, not only transformation of the self, but also transformation of your life. And you do have so much more control and ability to manifest a future, manifest a life that you will be happy with, that you will be content with. And I think that's where the hang up comes for most people, is that they don't really grasp that fully. And even though we've had great resources throughout the years that have come along, we've got The Secret, we've got a bunch of teachers who teach manifestational law and law of attraction and energetic vibratory alignment. But a lot of people get hung up on that because they suddenly become aware of the fact that they can have a better life. But the first thing that they reach for are things, not a state of being. And so they work so hard to accumulate, which is what I did. I went through the exact same hang up. I was trying to manifest things and things and things. I wanted a house. I wanted a car. I wanted a successful career as a psychic medium. I wanted this. I wanted that. So I wanted all these things. And what I was able to do was I was able to get past the hang up and actually learn how to do those things. And then I did it. I achieved those things. The third level of enlightenment, or the third level of an awakening, is when you suddenly realize that the things don't matter, that what you have and what you desire actually really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you see yourself in every single being that you encounter, that you acknowledge and honor the divinity in everyone and everything around you, and that this whole world, this entire existence, is truly a reflection of what we are as a divine, godly being. Once you get to that third level, all of a sudden, the perspective changes. And I think this is something I personally went through last year, because all the things that I had been spending the last 10, 15 years wanting to manifest, wanting to create, wanting to have, suddenly I had every single one of those things. I mean, I had a list, and every single one of those things that I wanted in my life for myself, I achieved. Once you get to the level of, okay, I'm done with that, like, what's next? Like, you really go through this whole almost identity crisis, because you have to figure out who you are in all of this. And if you continue to hold on to that individuation that you know yourself as, that sense of self, that small self, the Ferny, which I was stuck on, I'm Ferny, like, there's way more than that. And I had to come to the realization that I was no longer just Ferny. There was so much more left to understand and to grasp. And it wasn't about achieving things. It was about essentially aligning with the nature of the universe and aligning with the nature of God, and is exemplifying and being Source in human form. And so now I'm going through this huge shift where it's all about, literally all about, honoring the being that I encounter, honoring those in their own form and in their own individuated structure, and just loving and loving and loving, still using the wisdom of my life's experiences, still using all that I have gained, but sharing it in a way so that I can give someone what they need to address the immediate concern, the humanly concern that they're dealing with, but at the same time, still guide them back in a very loving gesture. Okay, sweetheart, I know that you scraped your elbow. I know this hurts. I know this is hard right now, but it's going to be okay. So let's just breathe through this. Let's just breathe. I'm here with you. I'm not going anywhere. And then the moment that they start to heal and they start to regain their sense of peace, all of a sudden redirect them and say, hey, now that you're okay now, look at how beautiful you are. Look at how much love you have to give. Look at who you can be and how you can transform not just yourself and your pain, but also the entire universe and the world around you. Look at it. This is all you're making. This is all for you. And I'm going to help you through this process. So that shift has now occurred. And it's now me trying to, okay, this is new. This is a completely different scenario, right? This is like, okay, this wasn't in the literature I read. So, and what was written in a very like, it was written in a way that was difficult for me to understand and grasp as a human, as an actual physical human being. Like there's this, fifth density or sixth density shift, or there's, and you can call it a bunch of different names, but it's essentially the same thing. You're shifting vibratory frequency into a higher spectrum of light and love in a way where you really are aligning with the energy of love and of God. And so that in itself is so interesting because you no longer really want for things. I mean, you're still human. You're still going to struggle in a human conditioned environment and go through circumstances, but the desire for wanting something to be different or for wanting anything with such intensity is really not there. And it's kind of a weird place to be at, but it is the third level. And I don't even know how many more levels are after this, but it's a progression. And I think, go ahead.
You put that so beautifully. I was going to say that was very concise and completely 100% true from where I've experienced life as well.
Mm-hmm. I think once we begin to honor that which we are here to do, and people always want to like line it up to like one task, like what's my purpose? But people are always asking me, what's my purpose? And I always tell them, your purpose is what you are already doing right now. The question you are asking is fulfilling your purpose. Breathing is fulfilling your purpose. You dealing with your aches and pains and trying to process love and all of that. That is, you are experiencing, you are your purpose. You are the culmination of the purpose for source. Now, it's not about what's my purpose. It's about what do I want to do with that? Who do I want to be in all of this? What do I choose to express and to create and to align in a way where I'm no longer the chooser, but just I'm the experiencer of source and of love, and all that is through me, and I'm just choosing to flow with that.